It's the NFL on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Buffalo Bills and the Baltimore Ravens. Coming up next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to historic Baltimore, Maryland, and M&T Bank Stadium. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis on hand. And this is a game where the defenses, they need to be on their toes because you've got quarterbacks here, yes, that can throw the football, but they can also run it very well, too.
Mobile quarterbacks. Remember, for the longest time, they used to tell the quarterbacks, stay in the pocket. We don't want you outside of it at all. Nowadays, that mobility, truly an asset, and people are game planning for it. As a scout told me recently, we are actually working with what the colleges are giving us nowadays.
Tyler Bass about ready to get us going. And off we go from M&T Bank Stadium. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Here comes the Ravens on offense, and the man in charge from Louisville, the former MVP, Lamar Jackson.
And he remains the league's premier rushing threat and one of the biggest playmakers among quarterbacks. His goal each and every season, continue to expand his game as a passer and become well-rounded. All those highlight reel plays you see, they come off the fact that he can run it, throw it, and scares defenses every time he takes a snap.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Jackson looking to throw right away. That's complete. It's Zay Flowers with it. And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. An early statement on the game's first play. 18 yards and a first down.
That's a good start to the ball game. Maybe a little bit of a tone setter offensively. They come out throwing right away, and it's an early completion and a quick first down.
Throwing is Jackson. Throw caught by Flowers. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And it'll be 2nd down. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
On 2nd down, here's a keeper by the QB. And he probably should have given that one off as he's going to get hit and taken down behind the line. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7 as that one officially a loss of 1. Now Jackson. And they take him down. The Bills get to him. Joey Bosa, he's the culprit, causes a loss of 5, and it brings up 4th down.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. 4th down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt. Back deep is Brandon Codrington. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. Out comes the offense for the Bills, led by their quarterback at 6'5". That's Josh Allen.
And in this league, there are many quarterbacks who have their most success running the ball, while there are others who have big arms. There aren't too many guys who can do both. And at the end of many games, this guy leads his team not just in passing, but in rushing as well.
They're coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. Gets by him at the 25. Excellent job pushing through tacklers that time to pick up 6.
From the lineman to the guy running with it, that was a well-executed first down by the offense. With 2 shots left to get the first, You can get a little aggressive here on second down if you want and try for some bigger yardage.
From the 25, here's a second down and 4. To throw, it's Allen. That'll be complete to Cook. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. 11 yards and a Buffalo first down.
One of my old teammates called me the other day when he was watching the game. He's like, man, trying to watch an NFL game and trying to account for their passing game? That's difficult. And just when you think you get everything covered, here comes a back out of the backfield. And in this case, he picks up a first down.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The Georgia man, Roquan Smith, came in and got him.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Now Allen. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
Well, that's absolutely going to fire this defense up. They made it their mission to deny that completion, and they came through with a nice hit and knocked it incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. From the gun, it's Allen. And a loose football, and it's picked up by the Ravens. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. Had some good yardage there, too, before he fumbled that football, Charles.
Yeah, just think about it this way. Running backs, as a general rule, they kind of know when the end of a run is near, and you notice how they cover up, right? They protect the football. Sometimes quarterbacks forget that out in the open field. After a while, you start to wonder, does the running back coach visit the quarterback coach and say, hey, I can help you with this. We can protect this and make sure we keep the ball.
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. Fourth down, so Jake Camarda is out there. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. Baltimore set to take over here for their second possession of the game. The last series for them, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive, 1st and 10. Play action. Now Jackson. Rolling to his left. Fighting through, and he's got space. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
And that's an early scramble that can be viewed positively by either side. From the offensive point of view, it begins to establish him as a possibility to keep it on certain plays. And defensively, they avoided giving up a huge play in one of their first tests in containing a quarterback on the run.
Now a first carry for Derrick Henry. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Jackson options out left, and holding it may be the wrong decision as he stopped in the backfield. That's the linebacker, Matt Milano, getting up and stopping him for a loss. Well, that play never really got off the launching pad. He had a linebacker in his face before he had a chance to do much of anything.
Yeah, I think it's big boys up front, that offensive line. They've got to do a little bit better job of protecting him if they're going to continue to run the option like this.
They go play action with Jackson. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. To throw is Jackson. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Every offense tells you they want to come out and start fast. That's not unusual at all. But this group, they've yet to get much rolling through their first 2 drives. It looks like they have to give up the football again after this one.
Here's Jordan Stout now. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. So they fake the handoff. Now Allen. He's got a man. Complete. And all of a sudden they're knocking on the door inside Baltimore's 10. A big play here for Buffalo. 68 yards.
They made that way too easy for them. No one is supposed to be that open against an NFL defense. Once he caught the ball, there wasn't anybody close enough to stop him. And he was able to continue downfield after making the catch.
Here we go now on 1st and goal. So the shotgun snap to Allen. He's got it. Nice job defensively to hold him to 4, and now it's 2nd and goal. Cook is not going to get in here as they push him back to the 2-yard line. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down. This is kind of one of those in-between plays here, Charles, on 3rd and goal from the 2 or the 3 in that area. What do you dial up?
Something quick hitting. You don't have the time for something that develops slowly. It's got to be right at them if you're going to run the football. And if you're going to throw it, something quick, get it out of your hands in a hurry.
And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line. Only a yard that time, so now a decision to be made here on 4th and goal. Defense didn't budge on 3rd down. Now what are we going to see on 4th?
We are soon to find out, but does this feel like old school football or what?
Oh,
right?
yeah.
It's an old-fashioned goal line stand. I know what I would call on offense. I would go for it. I want some type of a play where my quarterback has a chance to run it or throw it.
And this time he is in.
Yes.
James Cook taking it in from a yard out. And the Bills are on the board first on the road here in Baltimore. An early decision point here, Charles. Maybe one we'll look back on later. They go on 4th and goal, and they punch it in for the touchdown.
We always talk about how football is a game of confidence, and that's how you get it right there. Leave your offense out there and tell them, I believe in you. And they pay it off with 6 points.
Extra point by Bass, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it was James Cook capping all of that off with a touchdown run. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. And the offense for the Ravens returns to the field. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on third down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 26. They'll bring one of the tight ends in motion left. They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Tackle made there by Matt Milano. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Baltimore. It's the Ravens in possession. Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. In motion left, Bateman. Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
He's got his target. That's complete. He's going to have the first down and then some. And he's going to get it down to the 14-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. 61 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Jackson now. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete. Looked like he had a couple of different options as far as who to throw to on that play. And who am I to say this, but I'm not sure he made the right decision.
Well, the window of opportunity is always going to be small in the NFL. That's why those quarterbacks who make quick decisions and have quick releases have the most success in this league.
Jackson slings it to Andrews, and it's complete. The tight end has it. And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
And Jackson throwing once more. That is caught. It's Bateman for a Raven touchdown. 8 yards on the touchdown pass. And the Ravens are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was a super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a touchdown.
How in-depth is that quick game part of the playbook?
It's pretty in-depth because people want the ball out of the hands of the quarterback into the playmaker's hands downfield as fast as possible. There are a lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that.
Extra point right down the middle, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
Man, confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at their own 27. Throwing to start the drive. Allen. Pass incomplete.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field and it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
2nd and 10 now from the 27. Up the middle, it's Cook. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 10 yards, good enough for a Buffalo 1st down. Well, CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
To about the 40-yard line.
So if you've been playing defense in this one, there's a little bit of the good and some bad because they did give up the touchdown run to him earlier but shut him down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they've contained him very well.
Ball on the 40 now. Here's a 2nd and 8. Play action. Now it's Allen. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, it was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Now Allen. And this pass broken up. And the contact well in time there, and now 4th down.
1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
Here's Jake Camarda now. Calls for the fair catch, makes the fair catch just inside the 15-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Ravens will get it. 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 15. He'll start with a give to Henry. And a nice run to get this up over the 20-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
2nd down and 3. Again, it's Henry. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
Looking for Bateman. He's got him complete. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, Using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get.
And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. That's Gregory Rousseau getting in there to bring him down.
That's a ball he needs to let go of there. Wasn't the most time in the world to work through his progression, but NFL quarterbacks, they've got to sense the pressure. They've got that internal clock, and the ball has to be gone. And if you're not going to escape and run for it, you have to let it go before the pressure gets to you and puts you on the ground.
Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. They'll set up to throw. Under pressure, and they got to him again. That's Matt Milano firing in from his linebacker position. And when you go 5 wide like they just did there, you can't really max protect, can you?
No, you cannot. What you're hoping is that by going 5 wide, you're forcing the defense into coverage. And if you do that, you got a chance to find some people downfield. But if they audible themselves and go into a blitz, then it's got to happen right now,
or
very
lights
quickly,
out.
Or exactly right. Turn them out. That play's over.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Yeah, call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Bills going to take over again on offense. As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 25 yards that time.
What an intelligent play as he found open grass and uncovered quickly. A nice clutch play to move the chains. The defense, they've got to do a much better job of accounting for these shorter routes.
So in Raven territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Coleman, the man in motion left. Allen. He's got his man. That's the rookie from Florida State. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. It'll be a gain of 5, and that will bring up 2nd down. Here's Allen to throw it. That's caught by his tight end, Dawson Knox. And Knox is going to have a Bills 1st down as he'll be brought down at the 27. It'll be a gain of 6 that time as it moves the chains as well.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play, and that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
The throw to the left side, caught by Coleman. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Allen off the play fake. And he will be brought down, but a 1st and goal coming up as we have come upon the 2-minute warning. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the 1st, getting 14 yards on the scramble. Allen now looks to throw. Toward the pylon, caught. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. A gain of 7 that time. 2nd goal.
What I love about watching the passing game nowadays is that the one-dimensional receiver is really starting to leave the game. You've got to be able to do it all. Of course, you got to run fast. Of course, you got to catch the ball. But route running savvy and toughness, there's a premium for all of that now.
Cook diving for the end zone, and he'll get there. Touchdown. So his strong first half continues as he finds the end zone here for the second time.
And definitely good blocking at the point of attack, and you just have to love watching the way he can create space down near the goal line, and he's able to take it into the end zone.
Pass on for the extra point. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it was James Cook capping all of that off with a touchdown run. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Ravens ready to take over. They trail a one-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10. Jackson. They're able to locate Andrews here on the out route. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down. In motion left here, one of their tight ends. Here's Jackson. DeAndre Hopkins making the catch. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards.
Oftentimes now offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just tell receivers, find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air, nice chunk of yardage there, and then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. He finds Bateman over the middle. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. Second down and a yard. Play action. It's Jackson. Complete to Likely. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. In motion left, Flowers. Now it's Jackson. The hook up on the right side to Hopkins. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. A chance now to get even before the break as they come up 1st and goal. One of the tight ends comes in motion. Henry will take this into the end zone. It's a Ravens touchdown.
You think back to some of the great goal line bruisers of the past, the Earl Campbells, the John Riggins, the Marshawn Lynches. I think you can put Derrick Henry right in that group as he scores there with another patented Derrick Henry run.
Now the extra point try forthcoming. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. So the drive there took 6 plays. And Derrick Henry able to finish it off with a touchdown run. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. Well, now how about this return? And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. The Bills offense and their big play wideout getting ready to get back to work. And it may be time for this defense to start throwing a second defender his way, because whatever they've done, it has not worked in this first half. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive, as they will take over here with a little more than 30 seconds remaining. To throw, it's Allen. That'll be complete to Cook. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. They'll send the tight end in motion. Throwing now is Allen. Open man, it's Palmer. Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. Here's Allen. That is complete downfield to Knox. The Bills are going to go ahead and use their final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Now Allen. A throw left sideline falls incomplete.
And here you're down in the red zone. You need to be smart, not force anything. So that's a wise decision to just get rid of the football.
Second and 10. Now Allen again. A throw out wide, going to be incomplete.
They haven't been able to stop them so far this series, but getting a nice little stand from their defense now.
So on third down, the field goal unit will come out as they'll try to get 3 before half. This just a 35-yard attempt from the left hash. The kick by Bass is good. And the Bills have come back to regain the lead. So we will not go into the lockers tied. We do have a leader in the clubhouse, so to speak.
Yeah, it's only 3 points. Doesn't seem like much, but it looms big the way that they got it done right before the half ended.
4 seconds, all that remain here this first half as the kick gets away. From his end zone, here comes Justice Hill. And the decision to bring it out, kind of a costly one, as he won't make it back to the 20. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. So we've reached halftime with the visiting Bills taking the lead to the locker room. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
We saw some strong work from James Cook in that first half. He had a nose for the end zone as he wound up with 2 touchdowns on the ground in those first 2 quarters.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. A field goal the difference. 17-14 is the score. Back underway here now in this third quarter. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. Out come the Bills now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
That'll go for a gain of 7, and it'll be second down. Coleman, the man in motion left. Allen going to throw. Forced out to his left. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. Josh Allen, very athletic at 6'5", showing the versatility, picking up the first on the scramble.
As he came to the line of scrimmage, he knew he didn't need much to reset the chain, so when he saw the space he needed, no hesitation. He went to the marker and got his guys a first down.
Coleman, the man in motion left. To the air, Allen. That's complete to Palmer. And he's taken down inside the 30. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first.
Even against double coverage, he found enough of an opening for a noticeable gain. 2 guys on him, yet he finds a way to uncover downfield for the completion.
Coleman, the man in motion right. On play action, Allen finding Shakir across the formation. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. 23 yards on the play.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a first and goal.
Motion man is Shakir. And they'll get it forward to him on the touch pass. Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. And give him 5 that time as they draw a bit closer here for a second and goal.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
Now they'll send a tight end in motion left. And again, it's Allen. And that is caught. Touchdown, Buffalo. Zach Davidson there to make the grab. And the Bills take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
That seemed pretty ideal there for the offense, Charles. You take a little bit of time off the clock here in the third quarter, decent length drive, and you pad your lead as well at the end of it.
And what it does is lets you feel like you're in control of this game, even more so than a 2-touchdown lead, right? Because you have taken that time off, as you noted, which means they couldn't get you off the field. You ran your playbook the way you wanted to, and you gave your defense some rest. What a big-time drive in that situation.
Extra point by Bass, up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. That time a 6-play drive. And it culminates in a Bills touchdown. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Here comes the Raven offense now, ready for another possession. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there and worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play. They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Ball placed at the 45 for 2nd and 5. Henry up the middle. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. A loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher. 3rd and 6.
But if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. And he is caught. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. That one goes for 29 yards on 3rd down.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 27. They go play action with Jackson. That's complete to his receiver, Bateman. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long. That time they hit him out of the slot on the drag.
And that route takes some fortitude from the guy running it because he knows he's going through the briar patch, as I like to call it, right? He's trying to work his way through all that traffic and people wanting to put a little contact on him. Really well done.
Now it's Jackson. A little short one there, caught by Likely. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
7th play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6. Again, Jackson. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. Joey Bosa picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
That's his 2nd sack of the game, and the best defensive ends, they do their homework as much as offensive guys do. They know how to beat the offensive lineman across from them, what moves they need to do to set them up. This guy's been pretty good at it all game long.
So 4th down coming up. John Harbaugh will send on the field goal unit. This one from 46 yards out. And his kick is good. And this is back down to a 7-point game. So the response to that touchdown on the other side to begin the 3rd quarter. Look, just 3 points, but still a response nonetheless.
You're exactly right about that, because I think you needed to answer back with something, even though it's not 6. Just enough to send the message that says, hey, we're not going away.
Here's the kick unit now for the Ravens as they'll send this one away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Bills' offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he had it going in the first half, that's for sure. He's really had his way with his secondary. They've been powerless to stop him, and he'll look to keep it rolling right here. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Motion man is Shakir. Allen has his man. It's Shakir. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a 1st down.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available, because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
So they fake the handoff. Now Allen completes to Shakir once again. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Another 1st down as he went right back to the same well, this time for 17 yards. Well, he's a diminutive receiver, Charles. Not a ton of size, but still able to bring that in against double coverage.
I think that's a great job by him of understanding angles, because you mentioned his size. He's not going to go over the top of someone or body someone out of the way. He's got to make sure he creates enough space for himself by getting people into the wrong spot on defense, moving them with his body, and then showing his numbers to the quarterback to be open.
And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Option play. Here's Cook. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the 1st down.
They run again on 1st down. Cook had a nice move but can't break away. Down just inside the 30. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. And 3rd quarter here, you've got the lead. This is where that strong run game can really benefit you. Stayed in bounds there, kept the clock going.
I like all the points you just made there. And if you throw the football, and it's incomplete on the other side of the ball. So keep it in the hands of those runners. Keep moving it. Keep grinding clock.
Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Baltimore. It's the Bills with a lead and the football here to begin the 4th quarter. Allen from the gun on 3rd down. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Josh Allen, 29 yards. And the Bills have opened up a 2-touchdown lead here in this 4th quarter. Well, that's certainly going to bump up the old win probability index because now it's a 2-score game here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, you're taking me into that deep water now. Win probability index. This game's definitely not over. We're not looking at a 0.5% or something. It's just 2 scores. But the way that this team has played, to me, what I've seen, they absolutely deserve to win this game. They've been the better team by far throughout.
Here's Bass now for the extra point. And the lead is up to 14. So that one, an 8-play drive. It spans 75 yards. And it was Josh Allen using his legs to polish things off. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Ravens offense and the veteran DeAndre Hopkins set to take over once more. And he's looking to finish strong. He has been the star of the show as they have just had absolutely no answers for him defensively. The Baltimore offense at the line set to get going. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. They go play action now. Jackson. That's going deep for Bateman. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
I've got a good friend in football, always talks about predictive history. He's got one of their 2 touchdowns. You can understand why they tried to find him again. Weren't able to connect, but the thought, that was good.
Now Jackson. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. 16 yards on that one at a Raven first. And in a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every 3rd down, like we saw there, magnified. Big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
A 1st down carry for Henry. And he's got room. And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
Brandon, I think you and I were both raised the same way in the game of football. You run to set up the pass, but I think we've discovered in this NFL, a lot of teams pass to set up the run. And that's what they've done throughout this game. They've aired it out, thrown it around the yard. Now they've come back to the running game, and they find a way to be successful with it.
Jackson. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle 3rd of the field.
That'll bring up second down.
So much of his game is focus and concentration. And whenever I see guys running the in route, I know that in the back of their mind, they're always wondering who's lurking inside that might put a big hit on them as they try and catch the ball.
Here's Jackson to throw. A short throw caught by Andrews. And he's going to get this inside the 30.
Jackson to Andrews on that one. First down, Baltimore.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
Play action. It's Jackson.
Well, that's complete to the fullback, Ricard.
You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
They'll come up on a 2nd and 7 from the 27.
To throw is Jackson.
He finds Bateman over the middle.
And he's got a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 16. 11 more yards there, and this methodical drive continues.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
Off the option, here's Henry.
And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9.
40 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
This is a 2nd and 4, ball at the 9.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Hill. The 6 yards on the pickup, and it leaves him with a 1st and goal. So a decent deficit at this stage in the second half. 4-down territory?
No doubt about it. There's not a chance that he hasn't looked ahead and said, okay, if we gain yardage on this play, this is what we'll do going forward. If we lose yardage, this is the play call that I'll have ready.
Hill will get about halfway there as he takes this from the 4 down to the 2.
It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Every team we ever talk to that continues to run the ball in a game, even when they haven't had much success, all talks about attrition, don't they? If you keep running it, eventually good things are likely to happen. It's been a hard go in this game today, hasn't it?
Yeah, this defense, they met pretty much every challenge in front of them this afternoon.
They're still trying to run the ball, but they're not finding much space.
It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
This Buffalo defense has stood their ground. This is 3rd and goal. And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line. The keeper nets him only a yard, and that's going to bring up 4th.
I know this is your spot, partner, so forgive me for jumping in, but there's no decision right here. They have to go for it in this situation. They're down on the scoreboard. How many other opportunities are you going to get?
Yeah, I'm with you. 4th quarter, like you said, down on the scoreboard. And remember here, a field goal virtually does.
And that'll be taken in by Andrews for a Ravens touchdown.
A 1-yard touchdown pass.
And the Ravens have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a 1-score game here in the 4th.
And that's what these guys have done all game long because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now we should all realize they're not going away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense because they're going to need to find some way to get the ball back.
Jackson here, he's going to look to throw. Flushed out right. And he will get into the end zone, and the 2-point conversion will cut this down to a 6-point game. And with a successful 2-point try, the QB rolling out, I would imagine on the defense that makes it tough. When he goes out, he's got the option to run or pass.
Yeah, it really does. If you decide not to bring extra people or extra pressure, maybe you have to have a spy on the quarterback, someone to account for him, because oftentimes that is the unaccounted for player.
So here comes the kickoff, and what now is just a one-score, 6-point game. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. Right now clinging to a one-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs, and the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
This one complete to Coleman, and he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
Well, it may seem a little unorthodox to some people. Got the lead, fourth quarter, yet he's still firing away. I think he believes that's the best way to go ahead and win the game.
Yeah, a lot of coaches say, let's just run the football, be conservative. He's sticking to his game plan.
No, that is his game, and that's what they're going to ride.
Allen off the play fake. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
You put just a little bit too much heat on that one. When you throw it to the outside, you do have to be careful because you got to keep it away from the defender, but you also have to give your own guy a chance too.
Here's 2nd and 10. Play action. Now it's Allen. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Just because you got the lead in the fourth, it doesn't mean you have to play it safe. I like the aggressive play call there to push it downfield. That time, it didn't work out.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Here's Allen to throw it. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 39. A gain of 22. Big hook up there, forced to throw it on 3rd down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Now Allen. That's again complete to Palmer.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ball game. Now this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. They keep it on the ground. This time it's Davis. And he is going to have the first down, and that is going to suck the life right out of this crowd. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Again, it's Davis. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
They'll try the middle with Cook. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bringing up a key third down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key third down. Highlight that word. Put it in bold. Here we go. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown.
Josh Palmer.
A 24-yard touchdown.
And the Bills will add to their fourth quarter lead. What a huge touchdown that was, obviously, here in the late stages of the fourth quarter as they try to put this one away.
And, Brandon, when they watch the film after this week, they'll be very proud of every rep if they close this game out. Just a few snaps remaining. They can't relax just yet.
So now Allen and the Bills going to stay out and go for two.
They'll look to throw. And he's got it. So the two-point conversion is good, and they add on to their fourth quarter lead. And, of course, on the two-point try, had the option to run or pass. They pass it there, and it works.
Felt pretty straightforward, didn't it? An open receiver, ball's put on him, 2 points for them.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The Ravens offense and Lamar Jackson set to take over once again. They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Now Jackson connecting with Andrews.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. At this stage, this drive's got to be touchdown or bust because you need 2 of them.
And if I'm the offensive play caller, I'm not just looking at my dagger plays downfield. I'm looking at some of my specials, something that can fool them and give you a big play now.
With a sense of urgency.
No doubt.
Throwing, Jackson. Connecting with Hill. And not a whole lot there, maybe 3 yards on 1st down.
And right now, defensively, you love that, don't you? I mean, you'll give them that play.
And they'll take it every single time. This is almost like nickeling and diming it downfield, and too much time's going to run off the clock.
Here's 2nd down. One last shot for Jackson.
He's got his man. It's Andrews.
And he's got a 1st down as the tackle made at the Bills' 31-yard line. Well, this was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that offense kind of kicked things into another gear, and they were able to pull away for the victory.
And, Brandon, I think they're the type of team that just looked in the mirror and said, hey, ton of pressure on, but we're the type of team that can flat out handle it. They stood up with confidence, and made it happen for a victory.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. From Baltimore, so long, everybody.